the Supreme Court decided to end the week with some monstrous and momentous rulings. So first of all, they have made it more difficult to prosecute some January 6th rioters, several hundred of them at the very least, and may in fact have weakened the Justice Department's case against former President Donald Trump in the process. Basically what they did is they argued that the January 6th riot, the Justice Department has been arguing that the January 6th riot was an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, that being the certification of the 2020 election. To prove an obstruction charge, the court said Friday prosecutors would need to show that a defendant interfered with documents, records, or other materials, parts of an official proceeding. Now look, the obstructing an official proceeding thing has not generally been used in this way in the past in defense of the Supreme Court. There's a reason that it hasn't been, though. We don't have a lot of coups in America. But this standard that they've now applied, that it's only obstruction, not if you stop the documents from being used in a meeting, but only if you interfere with the physical documents, is a crazy stringent requirement. And so it is gonna be almost impossible for almost any of these cases to do that. Certainly, you're not gonna be able to get Donald Trump on that. Jack Smith says they think that they can still get him on this. I don't see how, but I'm not a lawyer. And bear in mind, Trump is facing that same charge. Now, it doesn't mean that all the January 6 people are gonna go free. It doesn't mean that Donald Trump will necessarily go free if we ever have a trial, because this is not the only charge that they're facing. But this does weaken the set of charges against them, and it will make it more difficult. And I also wanna, we'll get to the other possibly broader reaching decision in just a sec, but any thoughts about them making it that much harder to do anything about the insurrectionists?
It makes it very frustrating that they were trying, the fact was that they were trying to stop a proceeding from taking place. That was the stated goal. And this is one of those decisions where you just can't help but think that the Supreme Court is just trying to help Donald Trump. And they probably in their heart of hearts, this is pure speculation, are like, listen, if it comes down to it, we're not crazy. We're going to stop Donald Trump from turning himself into a dictator. We still want to pat ourselves in the back of being the arbiters and responsible people. But we think that this kind of behavior of us allowing people to hold the Justice Department to hold January 6th insurrectionists responsible for their own actions, we think that's a bridge too far. It's just it's a weird, warped, hubristic approach to their role as the Supreme Court.
Yeah, look, I agree with everything you said, but what you said early on is like the most devastating point. It was their stated goal.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to do it.
They're like, we want to obstruct it.
How could it not be what they were doing?
That's
what they said they wanted to do, and that's what they did. Nah, you didn't really mean it. You had to touch the paper. If you don't touch the paper, it doesn't count as a coup. That's a really
meanwhile, you have them like looking for paper.
Exactly, and pooping on paper.
Yeah,
they are.